The first time the CEO saw it, he couldn't hold back his laughter. "That car is junk," he scoffed, pointing at the rusty Mustang parked in the corner of the lot. Around him, other executives chuckled too, thinking it was just another old beat-up car. But what they didn't know was that the man behind the wheel wasn't just anyone. He was a single dad, working as a janitor, juggling endless shifts and late nights just to keep his daughter's dreams alive. That Mustang, to him, it was more than a car, it was a symbol of hope, a memory of better days, and maybe, just maybe, a ticket to proving that appearances can be deceiving. As the CEO walked away, smirking, the janitor gave the Mustang a quiet pat, whispering something no one else could hear. Then, in a moment that would shock everyone, he opened the hood. Underneath, something gleamed, a custom-built engine, unlike anything the executives had ever seen. Rumors were floating around the automotive world about this kind of tech, worth billions. And now, standing there in that empty lot, the janitor was about to show them exactly why you should never judge a book by its cover. But what happened next would leave the CEO speechless and change everything. Nobody expected a janitor to have secrets like this. While the executives were used to flashy cars with polished exteriors and flashy badges, this Mustang was different. The single dad had spent years teaching himself about engines, scavenging parts from junkyards and working late nights in his small garage. Every bolt, every wire, every inch of that engine had a story behind it. It wasn't just about speed, it was about determination, creativity, and proving that talent doesn't come with a price tag. Meanwhile, the CEO couldn't take his eyes off the car. He had seen hundreds of luxury vehicles, but something about this old Mustang's engine shimmered with a promise he couldn't explain. Whispers spread among the onlookers. Was it really possible for a janitor to build a $2 billion engine in secret? Some laughed at the thought, but others began to lean in, curiosity overtaking judgment. The janitor's daughter watched from the sidewalk, clutching her backpack, her eyes wide. She didn't fully understand the magnitude of what her dad had built, but she knew it was something extraordinary, and as he wiped his hands and gave the Mustang a final glance, the air seemed to buzz with anticipation. Everyone sensed that whatever came next would shatter expectations, but no one was ready for how. The CEO couldn't stop staring, his confidence replaced with a mix of curiosity and unease. How could a janitor, someone he had dismissed without a second thought, possibly hold something so valuable in his hands? Around the lot, murmurs grew louder. Some executives whispered about patents, secret tech, and billion-dollar possibilities, while others still laughed nervously, unwilling to believe what they were seeing. The tension was thick, like the calm before a storm. Meanwhile, the janitor kept his focus on the Mustang, checking each connection with the precision of someone who had spent countless sleepless nights perfecting it. He wasn't building this for fame or money, at least, not yet. Every adjustment carried the weight of his daughter's future, the stability of their small apartment, and the dream that someday, people would see him for his skill, not his job title. Across the street, an automotive blogger who had been quietly observing snapped photos. Sensing a story that could go viral overnight, she wondered if this was the engine tech that rumors had hinted at for months, a project worth billions, hidden in plain sight. And as the janitor closed the hood and wiped the sweat from his brow, the CEO stepped closer, his skepticism fading, replaced with a dangerous spark of greed. No one knew how far this encounter would go, or what lines would be crossed before the truth finally came out. The lot had gone silent, the usual hum of traffic fading into the background as all eyes stayed on the Mustang. The CEO's earlier laughter had vanished completely, replaced by a tight, almost nervous smile. He circled the car slowly, inspecting the engine, the frame, even the worn seats, as if trying to find the flaw that would justify his disbelief. But every detail only deepened the mystery. The janitor's hands trembled slightly, not from fear, but from the weight of the moment. He had kept this secret for years, building something extraordinary while everyone else saw him as ordinary. Now, with the world watching and his daughter standing just a few feet away, he realized that everything could change in a single moment. He glanced at her, gave a small reassuring nod, and started the engine. The sound was unlike anything the crowd had ever heard. It rumbled deep, controlled yet powerful, a warning and a promise all at once. The CEO stepped back instinctively, his face a mix of awe and something darker, greed, ambition, a challenge he hadn't expected. Executives whispered, some pulling out phones to record, others frozen in disbelief. And just as the Mustang's engine roared, a shadow fell across the lot. A black SUV pulled up, its tinted windows hiding whoever was inside. But the air shifted instantly. Something big was coming, and no one knew if it was friend or foe. Every heartbeat felt louder, every second stretched longer. The moment of truth was inches away, and the janitor's world was about to collide with forces far beyond his imagination. The black SUV's doors opened slowly, and out stepped a sharply dressed man with a briefcase, his expression unreadable. He didn't rush toward the Mustang or the janitor, he merely watched, calculating every move. Whispers ran through the crowd. Who was he? A competitor? An investor? Or someone with far more dangerous intentions? The tension in the lot became almost unbearable. The janitor's heart pounded. He had prepared for curious onlookers, even skeptical executives, but this was something else entirely. The man approached deliberately, and with a calm, almost cold voice said, "I hear you've built something worth billions." The CEO stiffened, realizing he wasn't the only one interested. The game had changed, and now there was more than just disbelief or greed. At play there were powerful forces who could snatch everything away in an instant. The janitor clenched his fists. Glancing at his daughter, this was no longer just about proving himself. It was about protecting what mattered most. Around him, the lot was buzzing with tension. Every eye shifting between the Mustang, the CEO, and the mysterious stranger. Rumors of secret engine tech, billions in value, and hidden patents now felt real, dangerous, and imminent. The Mustang's engine rumbled again, louder this time, like a challenge. And as the CEO stepped closer, ready to stake his claim, the stranger opened his briefcase and the crowd gasped. Inside was a contract, a sealed envelope, and a device that could change everything. The stakes had just skyrocketed, and the janitor realized the fight for his creation had only just begun. The air was thick with tension as the janitor stepped forward, staring at the stranger and the CEO at the same time. Every heartbeat felt amplified, every second stretching into eternity. The stranger opened the envelope slowly, revealing terms that would have handed over the engine and the janitor's secret to the highest bidder. The CEO's eyes gleamed with triumph, ready to pounce. But the janitor remained calm, his years of struggle and determination giving him a quiet confidence. "This engine isn't for sale," he said firmly, his voice carrying over the hushed crowd. "It was built for my daughter. For our future, not for anyone to exploit." The stranger paused, clearly caught off guard, and the CEO's smirk faltered. In a split second, the janitor flipped a hidden switch under the dashboard. The engine roared to life like never before, but this time, it wasn't just sound, it was a demonstration of power. A prototype feature that no one expected, a self-locking security system that made it impossible for anyone else to take control. Gasps echoed through the lot. The CEO stepped back, realizing he had underestimated this man completely, while the stranger's expression shifted from confidence to disbelief. Just as everyone began to breathe again, the janitor's daughter ran forward, holding a small device he had built for her. With a press of a button, the Mustang suit lifted to reveal another hidden compartment hide, a miniature, fully functioning electric generator that could revolutionize the automotive world. No one had seen that coming, and as the crowd erupted in stunned awe, the janitor knew that their lives and the world of car technology would never be the same again. The lot was buzzing with a mix of shock and admiration. The CEO stood frozen, realizing that his arrogance had blinded him to the janitor's talent and ingenuity. The stranger, who had arrived with billion-dollar intentions, slowly closed his briefcase and nodded in reluctant respect. It was clear that this was no ordinary engine, no ordinary car, and certainly no ordinary man. The janitor smiled at his daughter, ruffling her hair. Years of hard work, late nights, and sacrifices had led to this moment. The Mustang, once mocked as a rusty relic, had become a symbol of resilience, creativity, and the power of believing in oneself. Reporters, bloggers, and onlookers captured every moment, the story spreading like wildfire. In the days that followed, the janitor received recognition he had never imagined, not just for the $2 billion engine, but for proving that talent, determination, and heart can defy expectations. The CEO, humbled and reflective, began to see people differently, realizing that true value isn't measured by appearances or status. And as the janitor and his daughter drove off in the Mustang, the engine humming perfectly beneath them, the world watched, reminded that